And 1, 2, 3, ready, set, go, action. Can you see my... Oh no, this is actually really perfect. Okay, so let's start. Let's start again. Ready, set, go, action.
Yeah, she love the way that we move, so she wanna be with my crew.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Deja Renee. At first, I just want to start off by saying Happy New Year. Today is January 1st, 2022. Okay, we made it. We are in the third year of the pandemic, but you know what? We made it. So that's a blessing in itself, to still be here, because we know, I know a lot of people lost people and a lot of people didn't make it, but you did. So let's be grateful. Okay, let's show some gratitude. So in today's video, I just want to take the time to reflect, and I want to give you guys just 11 things that I've learned in 2021. 11 lessons that I will be, making sure to take with me into 2022. So I wrote them down in my little book, and I'm gonna just read off. So let's start off with lesson 1. The first lesson I learned in 2021 was self-care is a necessity and not a luxury. I feel like during this past 2 years, but really during this past year, we learned that, it's necessary for you to take care of yourself. Self-care doesn't really have to be you going to the nail salon or getting your feet done or going to the spa. It could literally be you just resting, just laying down and taking a break. That's self-care. It could be you working out, going to the gym. It could just be you taking time out for yourself. And it's necessary. Self-care could be you doing the basic needs that you need, right, for like your life, just handling like your basic necessities. So let's go on to the second thing I learned. The second thing I learned is you can't help everybody. Pour into people who are pouring into you. So it was just, I feel like everybody kind of needed help. Nobody knew how to maneuver living during the pandemic. And I feel like some people leaned on me more than I would have expected, or even I was opening myself up to people more and I wasn't receiving that back. So, I was showing up for people. I was showing up. I was showing out. I was always there, always willing to help. When they call, I would answer. Get up on my bed, go help them. But when it was time to reciprocate the same energy, I wasn't getting that. And I listened to this poet. Her name is Maui. I'm gonna put her tag like right here. I was listening to her on a podcast, and I follow her on Instagram, and she says this all the time. She says, pour into people who pour into you. She was like, you could pour into people so much, but then you're not gonna have nothing left in your cup, and that really resonated with me this year. Okay, so lesson number 3 I learned was stick to your boundaries. And this is in relation to relationship wise. This is work wise. This is just like, if you set a standard to something, make sure you stick to that. It's like kind of holding your word. I feel like I've learned people will definitely take advantage of you, and once you say something, just stand 10 toes down on what you said. Like, don't change that whatsoever, because people will take advantage of you. The what am I, fourth? Yeah, the fourth lesson I learned was mental health is a real thing and it's really important. So I feel like people knew about mental health, but it wasn't so big. This year, it really kind of, the whole, well, not, I don't want to say this year, but within the past couple of years, mental health in itself, the concept of mental health really blew up. And this was just, it wasn't a lesson that I necessarily just learned, but it was something that kind of solidified, like, people's mental health is important. Like, when we was on quarantine, some people really couldn't handle being in a house all day. Like, it was a lot. Some people really need breaks, and your mental health is something that you need to take care of. It has been proven, well, scientists, not studies shown, right? Let's say studies shown that if you don't take care of like your mental health, it could speed up, your way of like dying and stuff like that. So take care of your mental health. Always put yourself first. You come before anybody else. How you expect to take care of other people if you're not taking care of yourself? That's how I look at it. So the fifth lesson I learned is experiences are important. Try new things. Take that trip. My mom, she used to always tell me, because sometimes I'm really iffy on just like splurging money just because I work so hard for it. But she would always say, God forbid something happens, you can't take that money to the grave with you, which is true. So now I feel like I'm really big on like getting new experiences, and investing in myself and spending money to take those classes, to learn new skills, to see different countries, to go to different states, to eat different foods, to do different things. I feel like you need to have different experiences, especially to kind of like broaden your horizon and even get a better understanding of who you are and what you like and what you don't like. So that is the fifth lesson I learned. The sixth lesson was time waits for no one, yet everything happens during a specific time. And I feel like this lesson really was emphasized to me this year, because honestly, time waits for no one. And people are usually always racing towards time. Yeah, when something happens, it happens for that specific time for a specific reason. So always remember that. I feel like, be more productive. Yeah, be patient. Like, be more productive. Yeah, you want to be patient. So the next lesson I learned was always lessons, never regrets. There's a lot of things that have happened to me during this year. There's a lot of things that I had to endure. And, I always used to be like, oh, I regret that I did this and did that. And I wish I never did that and yada, yada, yada. But, sitting down and reflect, I like to think, what? Maybe that happened to teach me something, or maybe that didn't happen to teach me something. So, I feel like everything has a lesson behind it, and I don't regret nothing because it will make me into the amazing person I will be sooner rather than later. So remember that. Always lessons, never regrets. The next thing I learned was good things take time. No need to rush it. So that's like an extension on my previous lesson when I say time waits for no one. Yeah, everything happens at its own time. So I feel like I learned, I got to practice patience this year and how important patience is. And I hope I'm saying patience and not patience. I'm saying patience. And how important patience really is. And, just taking the time to live in a moment. I feel like you just want to absorb and take in and experience it and experience life as it happens, The next lesson I learned was once you focus on yourself, everything else will follow. This year, yeah, because now we're in 2022, this year, I'm really big on tunnel vision. I feel like last year, I did a little bit of groundwork, but I will always get so distracted. And I would get distracted with either the wrong people or doing the wrong thing. So this year is just straight tunnel vision. I feel like I heard Karen Civil, she was on a podcast with, I forgot her name, but she's the lady who made Snob Life. She was on a podcast with her, and she said she had this great example. Literally, it was great. Her example was like, you have to think of your life as like a NASCAR racer. When people are driving in NASCAR, they are looking forward. They can't look to the left or the right of them, because if they look at their opponents to the left or the right, they're gonna crash. They always have to look forward because they have to see what's ahead. And that made so much sense. I feel like this year I was kind of like, looking to the side of me, looking this way, looking that way, getting distracted. And I crashed a couple of times, and I'm not afraid to say I crashed because life happens. But straight tunnel vision this year, no distractions whatsoever. And the last oh my goodness, I can't talk. The last lesson I learned was to be more optimistic. I feel like I said, like we've been emphasizing, it's been a hard 2 years, especially since this whole pandemic thing blew up, and clearly it looks as if it's not going anywhere. So I just want to practice being more grateful and being more optimistic about what's to come. And even just being more, not saying I wasn't happy, but just being more like positive. If a day is happening and I'm not really feeling that day, just look at the positives instead of the negatives. I feel like it will make me a better person. It will make my thinking better. And those are things that I'm really working on this year, along with coming out with content to post back to back to back to back. So that's it, and I appreciate you guys for watching. I hope you had a great New Year's, and I hope you guys are safe. And until next video, but one thing, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Please leave your comments down below on some of the lessons you learned in 2021, or if any of the lessons I say resonate with you. And I would love to talk to you guys. But until I see you again, bye.